Okay, a couple of things for today I have to point out that are important to know. Number one, you are never allowed to join online. This is not an online session, okay? For all those people enjoying logging from home, you cannot, okay? At all. You're not allowed to join online. That's number one. Number two, there is a mark in your subjects. You see if it says attendance. I just came up with that. I'm going to add that thing attendance, and every now and then I'm going to take an attendance and I'm going to add to it to see who's actually joining the class. That's going to be kind of a gauge for me at the end of the semester to see if somebody has problem, if it is a person who attended the classes and now have problem, or never came to class and now has a problem. So you will see that attendance, it has a mark of 10, but that's not the case. It keeps growing. I don't know what the number is going to be. If I take an attendance five times, the maximum number will be 5. If I get 2 times, it will be 2. I don't know, as many times. How do I do the attendance? In class, I simply call your names. You saw that, okay? But in here, you're going to have a quiz that comes up. You have 1 minute to answer it. So you can simply say, yes, I'm in. And like that, I'll take attendance from everyone. So make sure that you're logged into subject. And when I tell you to log in for attendance, I'm going to tell you like 5 minutes in advance. Hey, guys, let's start the attendance, and we'll do that, okay? I think that's it. So for those who have already done workshop 2 and it's ready to submit it by all means. There's no problem. If you have not submitted the workshop 2, they're in the 2257 team office for the OOP244. There is an announcement that tells you how to request for an extension. Follow that guideline, ask for an extension, and in the comment, the reason for extension is, you say, because you lectured during the lab. Okay? So I know that I'll give you an extension without any penalty. But I like to see who had it ready. So if you have it, please submit it. I want to see who was ready and who had problems. So it's a good idea to have that. If you can submit it, do it. If not, request for an extension. When I do the quiz, so you'll get notified the night before, 2 days before, anyways, in advance. I'll tell you that's going to be a quiz. I told you there's going to be a quiz today, but I'm not doing it because I saw many people have problem debugging their code. So they contact me genuinely. They have started working and they tell me there's a problem, and when they tell me there's a problem, they always tell me the output is wrong. That's not how you address your problem. You have to walk through your code, see where the problem is coming up, and show me my code at this function has this problem, hence the output is wrong. Okay? So you need to pinpoint where the problem is, and you cannot fix it. So essentially, I used to mention it like this. When you're booking an appointment, you should tell me, I'm not going to be that strict with OOP244. That's for 345. But the 345, we do this. I say, when you contact me for help, you have to, obviously, this is for all. You have to commit and push your latest changes to the repository. So you should not have anything changed on your local computer, and it should be in full sync with GitHub. That's how you contact me. Then I pull your repository, and then you're going to mention to me, this is the problem. I traced it to this place, and I could not fix it. Can you tell me how? Then I'll bring it up. I'll look at it. Usually I start by reviewing your code and give you feedback on your style and stuff. So don't be offended by that when I tell you, oh, why you're writing the code like this? And I get excited when I'm helping. And because of that, my tone goes like that's, they're like that in our family. We talk loud. So it's not that I'm angry at anyone. Just if you see I'm like, what the devil did you do in here? I'm like, don't get offended. It's just me talking to you, and there's absolutely no hard feelings in anything. Anyone who asks for help, I'll add to your attendance. So when you ask for help, reasonable help, not like 2 days to the final due date of the project, and you had total of 2 commits the entire semester to GitHub, and you say my thing doesn't work. That doesn't work that way. You need to show that you have worked throughout the semester, and I'll help you to the last minute. I guarantee that. Yes, sir.
You say in a higher tone if you ask a question. Why you do like this? You said when I last time asked you question, you say higher tone each time you find something interesting, or I don't know.
I didn't understand the question. What did you mean by that?
No. You say in a higher tone.
Oh yeah. It's always like that. I don't know. It's in my family. We all talk loud. I'm sorry. Yes.
Last time I think you are scolding me why I do like this.
Yeah. So exactly the same. Yes.
Instead of your very valuable half an hour, can we send you screenshots of your
Never, ever send me a bunch of text. Tell me I have problem in here. Never. I want face to face. Okay? I'm sorry. I hate that. Because it's going to take me 5 times. I have to start writing an essay to tell you what's wrong. But when you contact me, in 3 minutes, I'll point out what's wrong. You go fix it. Never say. And oh my God, like you brought something up that is kind of like you just touched that sensitive part of my brain. I hate it when somebody sends me a crooked image of their laptop with a cell phone out of terminal client, sending to me, telling me, the submission is not right, what can I do? And I look at this, triangular half-focus thing over there. Please, it's not TikTok. You are not 12 years old. Don't take pictures of stuff, okay? Even if you are getting an error message and genuinely you don't know what's wrong with that, copy the text, paste the text so I can see what the text is, okay? I beg you, please, okay? But thank you for bringing that up. Yeah. So please don't send me images. Images are like, when I don't know where you're doing a selfie on Instagram. I understand that, but this is computer science. We don't do images. Okay. So that's that. So my plan for today was all of you who do not have. First of all, make sure you logged into the page, to the subject. So when I ask you to open up the quiz and do your attendance, you can do it because it's only 1 minute.
I have to go one.
That's fine. Okay. So don't worry. And yes, sir.
Sorry, but do you know how to log into Matrix on the lab computer? Because I tried.
Yeah, you have to go putty. Bring a putty. Yeah. What didn't work?
Yes,
So let me run putty, because I have a lab computer too over here. So I'll do it and we'll see if it's gonna. So that's gonna be part of this. How do I? If I go on a lab computer, how do I record the session? Pardon me? No, the problem is that I want it to be recorded. I'm just trying to see. Maybe I can join from the other one too, and then share the. Give me a second.
Permission because it doesn't recognize the connection.
So.
To say yes. He didn't say yes for the connection because it's command prompt. It's not putty.
Oh no.
So you're.
This is from.
It's command prompt.
This is.
Don't you always use. Okay, people. No, always use putty, please. Unless you have either Linux or Mac. If you have a Linux or Mac, your command line is a terminal. You can do SSH then. But on Windows, SSH sucks. I don't know. I'll try it if it works for. But anyways, putty is an amazing terminal client that you can install it on anything, and it's just half a byte long. So it's very decent thing. Okay, so I would use putty. You can always modify it to whatever you want. Anyways, Bob.
I don't know, but it's not working for me either.
What? Putty?
Yeah, I'll show you. So it's like if I say Hal Gordon at Matrix.
No, you don't do at matrix. Yes, that's it. No, take the at
say
out
how good?
and log in.
Okay. Okay, that's what's the
Okay,
problem.
guys. Okay. Again, that's what I'm saying. On a terminal client, attention, attention, Achtung, please. All right, attention. On a command line, when you do an SSH command line, you have to write the story of your life. This is my ID at matrix dingy, and then hit enter so it knows who is logging in on what server. But when you are on any type of terminal client, in terminal client, you are connecting to a server and it asks for your user ID. So the only thing you enter is user ID, not at anything, just your user ID. And then you can log in. On PuTTY, you can even go to the session settings and put your user ID over there so it doesn't ask you, and just you enter your password. So that's what I do. So when you look at my PuTTY in here, PuTTY. Oops. Cancel. Okay, so when I open PuTTY, you see over here it says Fardat Solimanlu. So I'm going to create a new thing. I'm going to create over here matrix dot Seneca polytechnic.ca, okay, and port 22, that's SSH. Now I'm going to go to data, connection data, and in here I'm going to put fsolema-stu, that's my student account. I'll go back to sessions, so that's that. Now I can save the session as, say, matrix student. Matrix fsolema. So I save it. Now when I log in with this one, it's going to log in and it's going to give my user ID to Matrix, as you see, and it only requires the password. So you can always do that. Anyways. So shall we start? I want us to write a code together. So I want your attention. And I want you to open your Visual Studio or whatever IDE you're comfortable with and you know how to work with it. Open your, and if you want to learn, and I strongly suggest to learn how to work with Visual Studio, it's an extremely popular IDE. So we're going to actually design something together, okay? I'll try to, so we're going to try and run code together, okay? And I want you to follow exactly what I tell you and nothing else, okay? It's extremely important. So we can do it step by step together. So the very first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to open Visual Studio. And let me tell you what my objectives are. Let me see if I can. I should be in a meeting now. There we go. So that'll do. Okay, so let me get a marker. So we want to create a bar chart. What is a bar chart? A bar chart is something that it has a title at the top. So you're going to have something like number, say, you say number or student. Say OOP244 grades, something like that. So that's the bar chart. And in your bar chart, you have something like that, like you write A, and it does like that. Then you write B, it does like that. You write C, it does like that. You write D, it goes like that. Then you go F, and it goes like that. So essentially means this is the amount of people who got A, this is the amount of people who got B, this is over C, D, and F. So these are the grades in OOP2. It's a bar chart. So this is a total thing, okay? This is what we want to create. So I want to create an object who's a bar chart, and the bar chart, I can give it a main title, and I can give it small titles over here to print, and bar chart to go in front of it. We want to create this, okay? So I can use it in whatever I want. Are we okay with this? This wasn't your workshop too, was it? No? No? Okay. Are we okay with this? Are we okay? All right. And do I have your attention?
Yeah.
First of all cell phone electronic devices away, please, other than your computer. So put your stuff, I don't want to see you look at your cell phone, please. Okay? So yeah. Now, looking at this, if I want to analyze, I'm trying to do an object-oriented design over here. If you want to do an object-oriented design on this, what is actually being, what is being created in here? So first of all, we have the overall thing. So obviously, I need a class called bar chart. We know that, right? So that's what we need. So we have over here a bar chart. Something like that. So that's the first thing. What else do you see that could be personated, could be encapsulated as a separate class? What do you think? So bar chart is the entire thing. In here, do you see anything that could be considered as a separate entity of its own? Like I would say, human being has two hands.
Yeah.
So human being is one object. It has an array of two hands, okay? Something like that. Okay, so if you want to see over here, what do you see over here as a repetitive thing?
The grids.
So it's not the grades. We're not gonna, so it's not gonna be always OOP244 grades. It could be dishes sold. And this could be burger, hot dog, spaghetti, give me some pizza, and fries. It doesn't have to be, you know what I mean? That's, you know what is the idea, right? Yeah. So it could be, so again, what is over here repetitive other than the, so you have the microphone.
The lines.
The lines, go back to the, so what are the lines? What are the lines? What can we call the line?
Data.
Seriously? Let's see, that shows how, we'll come to you, when the microphone comes to you. What do we call what should I call these lines? If I want these lines to be separate objects of its own, what do you call them?
Would they be part of an array?
Oh my God. Okay, how about you? Bars, for heaven's sake. Bar chart? Bars.
Bars, okay.
Line, data. Stop. So, see, again, when you're looking at trying to design, please step back and throw away your programming hat. Put your analytic hat on and try to analyze as a person standing out there. You are not coding. You have to try, this is what we call a use case analysis. So you're essentially looking at it, say, I have a bar chart, and the bar chart has, obviously, seriously? Yeah, so bar chart has is an array of bars, right? So bar is another. So one object is bar chart. The object number 2 is bar. What else do you have in here? That it could be an object of its own. Oh, this, I can't even type without typo. That slot means sold, by the way. No, we already have the items. Items are bar. That's bar. So there's one thing over here that is not title. There we go. So the next object that we need to have over here is title. So I have 3 objects to create. Got it?
Bar chart, bar, titles.
Yeah. So if I have these 3 ingredients, I put them together, I can have a bar chart. I start from the first one and I keep going like that. This is bottom-top design. So I'll go from the inside, I build all the pieces, then I assemble them and make the big piece out of it. So I focus on each. So essentially, I'm going to have a module called title. Oh, what happened? What happened to the... Who's BJ? Get off the thing. You just ruined my... Oh my God. Okay, I just put this thing over here to record it and shrink it to the... Okay. Okay, so yeah, so I say now I have bar chart, I have title and bar. 3 things to create, okay? Essentially, I have 3 modules. I have a title module, bar module, and a bar chart module. Does that make sense? Yeah. Actually, I'm kind of regretting doing this. It could be a very nice assignment, actually, or a workshop. Are we good down to this point? Okay, so now we have this thing. Let's start designing. So open Visual Studio, create let's do it together. So we'll open Visual Studio, and I'm going to put my ugly face away, if BJ allows me. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to create a new project. Now, what I'm going to do now, before doing this, because this is going to be in our lecture for the lab that we have today, I'll go to Seneca OOP244, the NAA notes that we have, notes, and today is, so it's going to be 06. I'm going to create what the devil? Anyways, new folder, and I'm going to create 06 September 26th. Okay. So this is what we have, but I don't want to create. I didn't want to create a project with that name, so I'm going to click empty project. Now I'm going to go find that thing, which is 26th. Now, what should we call this project? Let's call it chart. Okay. So chart is the name of the project. Chart is the name of the project. Make sure this is placed in the same place, solution, and project in the same directory. That is checked. Your directory, whatever you have, is set. If you're at a school computer, put it on a desktop. If you are on your own computer, put it probably in your own sandbox in your GitHub repository. And then we click on create, and we wait 3 years later for it to create the thing. You clone what?
The notes repository, so for the notes.
That was my instruction. You're asking me if I minded?
Oh, I didn't.
So the question was, do you mind if I clone your notes? You're supposed to clone my notes, but you're not supposed to edit it, because you're just shooting yourself in the foot. That's a read-only thing. Any part of my note you want, you copy it in your own sandbox, then you start playing with it. Yeah. But you can never, now that you're saying that, you can never clone my repository in your repository. There is no nested repository. We don't have such a thing. You cannot say, okay, I'm going to just clone the entire repository in a sandbox and work over there. You can't. Repositories cannot be nested like directories. So you have a separate one, then you copy piece by piece. The same for workshops. Even notes archive, if you look at my notes archive, I have like 50,000 things in there if you want to ever interested to see. But anyway, so you clone whatever you want, but not in another, yeah, okay. So, in Solution Explorer, I want to create a title. So my next objective is to create a title, right? So what I will do, I'm going to right-click on Chart over here, and I'm going to click on Add. You can do it with me. New, actually, we can just go to Class because we are creating a class. So right-click on the project, click on Add. You'll go over Add, right-click on a project, go on Add, and click on Class. When the dialog comes up, in class name, put title. We're going to do the automatic one here, then I'm going to do a manual one for the other one, so we learn both. And then you click on OK, that's it. Nothing else you need to do. So it automatically creates two things for you, a title.h and a title.cpp. So it creates a module for you. Then right-click on source files, add, new item, go to Visual C++, C++ file, and type over the unit test. Pardon me? Can I zoom in?
Zoom in.
No, sorry. This I can't zoom in. I can zoom that, but not this one. I'll zoom that, definitely. But here, so right-click on source files. Click on Visual C++, click C++ file, and add something like unit test or test. So essentially, this is where our main is going to go, to test different things. Yeah. Okay? So, or you can call it title test, because originally we are starting with title. So actually, that's a better name. I'm going to change it to test title. Test title.cpp. Because I'm testing the title. We good? Okay? So create that. That's going to be the third thing you're creating. After you do that, if you could not follow today, the recording is going to be on YouTube. Pause it on YouTube and do it after me to learn how these things are done. Okay? So I'm going to click on Add. Now, the next thing you're going to do over here, to go to title and set the title to be a proper module, which means go over here and type if not define and press tab. Type if n, when it gives you, press tab. So it gives you that one and slash thingy, not thingy, okay? If you do that, then it's going to actually write it, complete it for you automatically. So if not defined, we are doing it in Seneca as usual. Underline title, underline H, and you hit enter. Please never, ever copy the safeguards from one header file to another. That's a very common mistake. You forget to change it and make it unique, then it prevents multiple header files to get compiled, and it gives you some strange messages. So don't do that. Now for the second one, for the define one, actually do copy. So Control C, Control V to make sure that this is exactly as the top one. Then you change the bottom one to define. Then you add Seneca namespace, Seneca, and bring the class inside. Whoops, sorry. And bring the class inside the namespace. Organize it so you don't have empty spaces for no reason. And Make sure you indent it. Because it's an inner block, it has to be indented. Now this looks good. Save it. My header file is ready. I have an empty header file to create a class for title. What is next? Go to title.cpp. When you are working on a module, hopefully if you have big enough real estate on your monitor, it's a good idea to open the CPP file, then go on Window, and new vertical document group, create that so you can put the CPP file at right and title at left, so you can program both parts of the same module in a same screen. Oh, you want me to zoom it? Or, okay. My apologies, I forgot. Is it better now? Okay. Now that I have include title over here, all I need to do is to go namespace. Oh, too big. Namespace. Seneca. Again, you generate namespaces in your modules. You use your namespaces in the main module, which is a tester now, test title now. Are we good down to this point? Yes. Okay, so the last thing you will do is to go to your tester module, and what you do over here, you're saying include title, obviously, .h, using namespace Seneca, int main, open curly bracket, return 0. And, oh, and semicolon. Okay, then save everything. Right-click on chart and click, or you were asking how to compile individual modules. Go on your Solution Explorer, right-click on title.cpp, and click compile, or press Control F7 on title.cpp. It only compiles the title module. So the individual gets compiled, and you will see it's successful. Of course, it's successful because it's empty. But I wanted to make sure that my empty module is done properly. And then go to test title and compile that one. So now the test module, everything is empty and compiled correctly. What do I do next? I'll go to the GitHub repo, and I'll do my first commit. So I'm going to go to the repo, and I'm going to click on commit. Actually, when I'm working on stuff like this, I go to Tortoise Git, and I open sync. Sync is a dialog box that has everything in it that you have to keep doing. See? It has commit, push, pull, everything's there. So I always keep this open. I don't close it. And now I can even close this because this is now for my repository. Now I can click on commit. It comes up with all this stuff. So I'm going to click on all, and I'm going to say init bar chart project. Project/title. So I just put something to remember what I have done. Commit and push, and it's gone and committed, and I'm done. Okay, I'll go back. First commit is done, I start the project. This is how we start. Are we good down to this point? Are we good? All right. Now let's think about title. When I'm thinking about title, have bar chart in your mind and forget it at the same time. Title is something that is supposed to work on its own. Yes?
Sorry. I can't commit. Sync,
Sync is fine.
but I can't sync anything.
No, do this.
Or commit.
No. Make it smaller because you covered it. So right click again. Tortoise Git. Go on sync. Yeah, make it a little smaller. Thank you. Now click on commit. Click on all.
Oh,
And right over there init something. Okay. All right.
oh, I need.
Yeah, and write the thing and then commit and push, or just commit. Again, if you are not connected to internet, don't push, just keep committing. Remember, every single time you do a push, the whole history will be pushed. So again, if you are disconnected from internet and you are doing your work, keep committing to the local repository. At any moment you're connected to internet, you do a push. But if you are connected to internet, just commit and push at the same time. It's your own repository. You are not pushing your code into a multi-user project that is being developed by 50 developers. It's just you and your own. And I'm the collaborator, so that's it. All right? So that's that. After doing all this, what we do, we'll start thinking about title. So what is a title? It's essentially a title that is supposed to appear at the top of the bar chart, right? So think about it objectively. What do you think? First of all, we don't want to have, we are beyond that stage that we're just going to have a character array over there and waste memory. We want it to be exact. So we're going to use dynamic memory allocation and have the exact size that we want, number one. Okay? Number two, can I print any length that I want in a title? And these things are all with experience. So I know that when you're creating a bar chart, sometimes the bar chart, you want it to be only 40 characters wide. So, and the title is 80. So you just want to show the first 30 characters, right? So not all the title needs to be displayed, okay? So these are the things that I'm thinking. So I want a title first to be set. So let's start with that. So if I want the title to be set to a string, what I need to do over here is to have something like character pointer m, what do I say? Content is okay? Content of the title, okay? Do I need to keep what is the size? No, it's dynamic. And I'm just going to show it. I don't care what's the size. If you want to keep the size, sure. But it's because character is null terminated automatically, I don't really need to keep, unless the size of the title is needed. If that's the case, you can hold it. Again, there is no one correct solution for an abstraction. And what is an abstraction, my friend? Did you already answer? Did you already answer? You did?
Yeah.
Oh, pass it. So there is not only one abstraction of a problem. What does it mean?
Taking out only the necessary bits.
I know you're close to the microphone, but very far from my ears.
Only taking out the necessary bits from.
Yeah, only necessary bits, but necessary from each programmer's point of view is different. So I can have different abstractions even for the same solution. So some person might want to have a size and some person might not. Don't be obsessed by having the correct design right off the bat. Start it. If you see hit the wall, you go back and change the design, no problem. For now, I'm not going to put a size.
Why does
But,
it need to be pointed?
pardon me?
Why does that need to be
It's dynamic. Okay, so I need to know how many characters, maximum characters, is supposed to be shown on a screen. So I'm gonna put over here something called size t.
Is everything dynamic no pointer?
Size t, yes, size t, and then for size t over here, what should I call this?
Size.
Pass. Yeah, get it. What should I call this attribute, you think? The number of visible characters of the title. What should I call it? Size of? See, I'm just getting to a point. Sometimes it takes me 40 minutes to program and half an hour to think of a variable name. Because it's extremely important. It's extremely important to give the variable the proper name so 3 years later when you're looking at your attribute, you know what is it for.
DMEM size of type.
Okay? So So do you have any idea? Any suggestion?
Well, you can say title again. Size of title.
Size of title. But then it's going to be mistaken with the size of content. I want to see what is the visible. Display size. Display size. So display size is good. So we know display size is not bad. Is it okay? Are you okay? Is it okay with you? Pass it. Okay. Display size is the next. Oh, this is stopping. Start now. All right. And you have some abbreviations for yourself. So display size. So this is my standard of programming. M underline, that's universal for our thing. But the rest for me is camel notation. Camel notation starts with lowercase if it's an attribute and then capitalizes each word that it goes through. But for a class, it capitalizes the first one too. So M underline and display size. So display size, or I could call it VIS, visible size, or whatever, or visible characters. Come up with a name that is proper. Yes?
It's not recognizing says T.
Pardon me?
It's red underline says T. My compiler is red underline.
No, don't look at the red stuff for now. Just put the semicolon at the end and see what it is.
There must be an include for says T.
I have no idea. I don't know. It just doesn't matter. Okay, doesn't matter for now. Okay, so
I'll email you about that.
so we'll do like this, and it's going to go through it. Okay, so give me a second. All right. So I have these. So I have the size that I want to show, and the other one I don't care. I'm going to go public over here, public. And then we're going to start writing the thing. First of all, it's a constructor, okay? I want to create a constructor, so I'm going to create title as constructor. Now, I'm going to question myself. Will I ever create a title that is empty? Is it possible that you have a bar chart that has no title at the top? It all depends on your business logic. The answer may be yes or no, but you have to think about it, okay? So we'll assume that no, this is in our case, we don't have such a thing. When we have a title, it must have something in it. If that's the case, then my title will receive a variable, and I'm not going to have a no argument constructor. So in here, I'm going to say character, constant character, pointer, title, or content. So that's my constructor. Immediately, I will write a destructor. Why do I write a destructor? Because I have to remind myself that this is dynamic, and it must be deleted at the end. So the question that you were asking, where do I delete a dynamic memory allocation? Because the title is the owner of content that is dynamic, it is supposed to be responsible to wipe it out. Does that make sense? All right. So, but if you have a standalone dynamic memory allocation in some function, so you are in main and you are dynamically allocating something and you want to delete it, then you have to do it in main. Yes?
It's about what you just said. So if it's standalone, we use the keyword delete and then we delete it, right? And if it's inside of a class, if allocation, dynamic allocation is inside of the class, at the end we have to use that.
Yeah, but again, there is no 100% on what I'm saying. I'm telling you something that is 80% true. Because sometimes a class's job is to allocate something and provide it to someone else.
So it should
If that's the case, if it deletes it, what provided is gone. So you should follow your logic. A title is supposed to show something and it's gone. The title is supposed to be gone. Therefore, I have a destructor and I delete it. But if I have a function, for example, called read numbers, that reads unknown amount of numbers from a file and returns it as a dynamic array of integers, should I delete it at the end? No, because if I delete it, then the thing I provided is gone. Again, follow the logic. See who is going to take care of the memory, and that person is supposed to delete it. In this case, the title is the thing, okay?
So, sorry. If it goes to another, let's say, class or function or whatever, the second one can do the...
Oh yeah, anybody can delete it. Yeah, yeah. If it's dynamic, anybody can delete it. Yeah. Hence the encapsulation over here. So no one can delete it now other than title. You follow? Okay, now I'm going to create the constructor. So I'm going to go over here, create the constructor. The constructor, so essentially with the scope resolution, I put it over here. And then, it actually created the destructor first. It doesn't matter. Destructor, I'm going to say delete M content. Okay? So this means I have to make sure that the allocation is done properly. So now I'm creating the constructor. For constructor, the very first thing I need to do over here is to check to see if content over here is actually pointing to something. If they give me a null pointer, I'm doomed, right? So the very first thing I need to do is to check if content is not equal to null PTR. But this statement is redundant. Why is it redundant? I'm saying if the content, oh, it's not that one. Yeah, if the content is not null, do the dynamic memory allocation. But wait a minute. If the content is null, that means false. If the content is not null, that means true. So not equal null PTR is just typing too much. No professional C programmer ever writes that. You give that code to someone, they look at it, this rookie just started programming yesterday. Because we know that 0 is false and anything but 0 is true, that not equal to null pointer is obvious. I don't need to write it. So I'm not going to write it. Just writing it like this means if it's not equal to null. The other thing, it might actually, the second thing is that when you have, I can see that. So when you have, this is content that is coming in. If it is null, it means it's not pointing to anything, correct? It means I shouldn't do dynamic memory allocation, correct? Now the second one, second scenario, is that it actually points to something that is a C string, but the first one is empty, right? Which means it is actually pointing to a memory, but that memory has no data in it. We don't want that either because I want my title to have something. Therefore, I need to check and go for the second thing, saying and make sure that content 0 is not null either. So it means content exists and has data. Got it? So if it goes like this, for example, dishes sold and so on and so forth, then the null is going to be here. And this is not going to be null. Content 0 is not null. Therefore, it has data. So if you want to check, this is a standard way of checking to see if a C string exists, dynamic C string exists, and it has data. Now, if that's the case, I can do what I want to do. Actually, let me just do this. I'm just going to go over here, and I'm going to say add existing item. Give me a second, please.
Can I answer her?
Give me a second, please. Workshops. This is in workshop 1. I gave you CSTR, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. So I'm going to copy it.
Professor,
Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. 26 chart.
Can I ask you why you checked element 0 to be a constant array?
Give me a second, please. Is CSTR complete? Let me see. Yes. Now, first your question. First your question, then your question.
No,
Go.
no, I answer her.
You ask.
I didn't hear.
Okay. So what?
Why do you need to check element 0 as a constant? Why are you checking element 0?
Did you see this?
To check the array if it is empty.
If the array. So two things need to be checked.
Yes.
Is there an array? That's number one. Does the array, if the array is there, does the array have data?
my question, well, when you use that chart from workshop 1, I noticed that there's a utils thing. If we include it, you should use it as a util.
Yeah, so in explanation of workshops, I'm saying if you have any functions, custom functions, you have written it yourself, and the custom functions of yours, you wanted to use it in your workshops, put it in a utils module, and you can submit it with your submitter. But you have to, I think, add a U at the beginning, ULab underline it. Yeah.
So this wouldn't be custom since it's provided by you.
This is provided for me, but if in future I did not provide, you can take this out, put it in utils, and use your utils. Okay, so now I have C string over here, so I want to use that. I'm going to include it over here. I'm going to say include C string dot H, and I'm going to do this. So I'm going to go, first I'm going to say M content is set to new char strlen of content plus 1. Then I'm going to say str copy into M content the content that I received. So first I provide the space for it in line number 6. Then I copy the information in there. Standard dynamic memory allocation. Are we okay? All right. So I have done this. Now, what is the else going to do in here? If it's not there, I need to somehow tag my title to be invalid. How do I do that? I'm simply going to set the content to null. So if M content is null, it means it wasn't set properly. And immediately I'm going to add that feature. I'm going to call it Boolean, call it is valid, const, it is a query. It's not going to change the object. And immediately in here, not to forget, I'm going to mention that I'm going to return bool M content. Essentially, I'm saying if it's 0, return false. If it's not 0, return true. So I can literally see. This bool thingy over here that I casted is not necessary because it's returning. It's going to do it automatically. So that's going to show me if it's valid or not. Now, down to this point, title seems to be OK. Are we OK with this? So compile. Make sure it compiles. So in here, I'm going to right-click on title. And I'm going to compile. individually, just compile to see if the syntax is correct. Logic probably sucks, 99%, but I want to see if it's compiled. So it is good. Now I can actually go to my sync, and I can commit. Click on all because I have C string. So I'm going to say CSDR added, and title created.
What exactly is valid doing?
Valid?
Is valid.
It checks if it's valid or not. It's valid, right? It's a Boolean. I can check to see if the title is valid or not.
Oh, it checks if that content is valid.
So it tells me if it's valid or not. Now that it's done and good, I have no idea what is this for. Is initialized. What is? Oh yeah. So it's a good thing. It's actually telling me that, hey, the size is not initialized, which I forget. So I need to actually add the second argument. It's not only the content, but I want to know what is the length that is supposed to be visible. So I'm going to add a size t here. That's going back in design, by the way. Okay? I just created my title, but I need to mention how many characters of that content should be displayed when it's displayed. So I'm going to create size t, and I'm going to call it visible characters to show, characters to show or display. Okay? And let's say by default, we're going to say if they don't mention it, it's going to be, so this is not actually character, it's maximum characters to display. I'm going to put over here, say 40. So maximum of characters displayed by default will be 40. I'm just putting something. And in here, I'm going to say size t, maximum characters, max chars. As you see, and in here, I'm going to set the value. So I'm going to say m display size is set to max chars. And in here, I'm going to say display size is 0. Okay, so please take a look. As you look at the declaration is this big name over here. You see that? But look at where I'm coding. I'm just writing max chars. This is very usual. Be descriptive in your prototypes, because that is like a comment. 3 years from now, when you look at your title, it says, okay, title has a content and maximum characters to display, it's clear. But if I call this MCT, MCTD, that's not going to name anything. Even like, I see this, I call it criminal behavior from my programmer colleagues, that they write the prototype, they don't even put a name. They write max character pointer and size t. That's it. You can do that too, but it's awful. It's not. You have an opportunity to explain to yourself what you wrote 3 years ago. Use it and put proper name over there. For coding, you can put small stuff. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so that's that. Now let's display this. Now, to display this, I'm going to... Oh, by the way, you know what happened? For the recording of the on MS Teams, I did not share the screen. So people over there are just looking at my face with no code to see. I'm going to share it. It's going to go on YouTube. So it's starting from now, it's going to actually share it. And I'm going to turn off my camera. There we go. So now it's sharing it, and it's not much anyway. So we have like half an hour to go. Definitely it's not going to finish today, but we'll continue it as we go. Okay? So now I'm going to do the title in here. So what I'll do in here is simple. I'm going to say display. So void display const. and that display of mine is supposed to display the title. And what I need to do, I need to display it only 40 characters, right? So I cannot use a regular cout with content. I have to actually write over here 4, size t set to I, set to 0, I less than, and m content I, which means if there is a character and I is smaller than m display size, and I plus plus. So I'm just going to show character by character. I'm going to go cout dot put, and I'm going to put, I'm showing you a new function for cout. And I'm going to put m content I. So put essentially this is same thing as this. You can use any of these two, it doesn't matter. And I need to include IO stream, so I'm going to go at the top. Another mistake that I saw that you're making, always system programs, system functions come before. So include IO stream. Okay? Are we okay with this? And of course, I'm going to go using namespace std. Now I have everything over there, and this content's going to be done. So this one I'm going to comment just to show you any of them can be done. And I don't know if my display is supposed to go to new line. I'm not going to go to new line because I don't know how I'm going to design. I'm just going to display and stop. If I want to go to new line, I'll make it later. Because display is just supposed to display the title. It doesn't say go to new line. So I'm just going to leave it as that. So now I can actually test my thing and see if it works. First, let's compile title. I'm going to say compile. Compilation is good. Now I'm going to go to unit test. And in here, I'm going to say title. T. In here, I'm going to say 06 September. It's 06 September. What is the, oh, it's, oh, what was the, it was 06, right?
Yeah.
Okay, September 26, OOP244NAA title module. Okay? So like this, it's going to be 40. And now I'm going to say t.display, and I'm going to go see a new line. And I need IO stream to be included, so I'll go up. Remember, include IO stream, and then using namespace std comes at the bottom. I compile and run it, use my chances to see if it works or not. So it displayed. Okay. Are we fine? We're good? All right. Now I'm going to create a bug. And run it one more time. Runtime library. You see that? Heap corrupted, detected, yada, yada, yada. I got an error message. So what am I supposed to do? I'm going to say abort. And obviously, this is halfway through. I'm going to abort this one, too. Now, I'm going to walk through my code. Walking through of my code happens 5 minutes, after 5 minutes. So let's take a break. Please remind me to resume recording. Stop and pause. And resume the other one. And it's warm in here.
Why you don't quick copy like me? I must
Okay.
get so
I submitted the attendance from my laptop. Is that okay?
Doesn't matter. Anything. because it's open for 2 seconds if you don't. And yeah, I should say cell phone's done because I know some of you are sending it to your friends so they log in from home. Okay. Yes, you do. I know you do. Anyway, so he's laughing. He did it. He's like quickly. Okay, so now, how do we debug? People, attention, attention. Okay, now, debug. Step into, step over. This is a walkthrough. So essentially, Visual Studio does walkthrough for you step by step. F11, it means if there is a function, go into the function and walk through the function. Step over, if you are at the function, it jumps over the function and runs the whole thing. So this is what you need to do before you ask for your help. You have to find out where it actually crashes and what it does. So now I'm pressing, and F5, it says start debugging. So if you press F10 right from the beginning, what it does, it essentially compiles and stands right at the main. See, I'm pressing F10. Wait for it. Wait for it. And there we go. So now I can put this one at left, put my output thingy at right, and start walking through it. So I press what do I press? I press F10 again. I get in. Now I'm pressing F11. F11 goes into, so it walks through the constructor for me. And all those people who left are not going to know that we are going to have a session, online session, continue designing this, okay? We're going to come up with the time, but anyways. And then I press F, so now it's there. I'll come over here, so it checks to make sure the content. So you can bring the mouse over here and hover it. It tells you exactly what you have in there. You can select the whole thing and bring it over here so it shows that the very first character is 0. So it actually tells you everything. Max characters is 40. So F10, it comes in. Now it's doing the allocation. The allocation is fine. Now it does the copying, and it goes. As you see, it didn't even give me an error message. That's the main problem with Visual Studio. In here, I didn't do +1. So essentially, when I'm copying the content, the 0 is going over the limit on someone else's memory. It didn't even detect it. That's why you submit it over Matrix. Because in Matrix, we have a software, debugging software called Valgrind. We run that. We run your program through that. It checks everything. And it tells you at certain times something happens. But anyways, so when something like this happens, anyways, you walk through one by one, and you go through it. Then you go to display. Then it comes over here, and you start displaying first character, second, third, and you keep going like that. Now, if you are bored and you want to finish this loop as soon as possible, you can simply bring the cursor at the next thing and right-click and say Run to Cursor, or press Ctrl F10. It means quickly go through it up to that point, which I'm not going to do. Or let's do it, who cares? Right-click, I'm going to go Run to Cursor, and it comes over here and prints it, and it comes out, and it says End, and at the end it does that. That means dynamic memory allocation problem. Now you have to go back and actually focus what is wrong. Okay? So as you see, debugging for dynamic memory allocation, although I went through it step by step, did not help me. But when you see it says memory is corrupt at the end, it means go back, check your dynamic memory allocation, which means I'm going to go back and see where is my dynamic memory allocation, which was here. And then I notice, or you can tell me, you looked for it and you couldn't find it. You call me, you said, I walked through it, everything looks fantastic, but at the end it crashes. You give me that message, then I will know and I will lead you through it. Okay? But I need to know that you have done the debugging and it was unsuccessful. Okay? So now I'm going to put over here +1, and we are good to go. Now if I run it one more time, I'll stop this execution and I will run it again. Now it will work. Now I'm going to do edge cases. What are edge cases? The cases in which different things are going to work proper, are come in action. For example, max character. So I'm going to create another title over here or use the same title. I'm going to come in test, and in here I'm going to say 20, which means only 20 characters is supposed to get printed. Run it again to make sure it works. If it cuts it down properly, it means it's correct. There you go. So it actually cut it at maximum 20, so everything is working. My title is good. I can go to the next stage. So I'm going to just stop this, and I'm going to click on commit. Everything's already set. I don't need to do anything. I'm going to say title completed and debugged. Commit and push. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create the empty stuff for everything else to make sure they are there. So I'll right click over here, add. Usually this is what I do. I create all my modules, but hey. Okay, so this one I'm going to do manually. I'm going to go new item. I'm going to go on the header file, header files, add, new item. In here I'm going to call it bar.h. Again, if not defined, Seneca bar h, copy, change this to define, namespace Seneca, class bar. This is set. Now I'll create bar.cpp. In source files, add, new item, bar.cpp. Simply include bar.h. And namespace Seneca, and I'm done. So that module is created. And finally, bar chart. I'll do it automatically. I'll go to class, add, class, bar chart. Okay. It just creates the two classes and adds and includes, which is fine. So again, if not defined, Seneca bar chart h, and so on and so forth. Anyways, so my question is, I am ready to do an online extra session to go through the design of the whole thing only if I have enough audience. Okay? I'm not going to start the session and only 3 people are there. Okay? So think about a time. Probably I'm going to put it during the weekend. How many people are okay during the weekend to have an hour or 2 online session to go through this?
Saturday morning, Sunday, all day.
Saturday morning or Sunday?
All day.
Okay, Saturday morning or Sunday morning, okay?
Sunday morning, no.
Not okay. So Saturday morning, okay?
Will you record it?
Huh?
Will you record
No. Because if I record it, you'll not join.
I can't.
Yes, you can.
No, I have to work.
Oh, you have to work? That's fine. We'll find the time. I don't know, Saturday night at 10, I'm okay to do that. Even if you want late at night, I'm ready to do that. And believe me, I have to go.
I code better at night.
So I don't,
Less distractions.
I'm just like, I just want to help you guys, that's all. If you want to have this time. So I'll post few times and you reply to me which one's better. And if we can find, if I see at least 10 people ready to join, so we can actually have a group to do it, I'll do it. and I'll look at the amount of work that we have to cover. So I'm going to go home and actually see if I can do this during the lecture and still be on time with the class. If I can do that, I'll do it through the during the lecture. If I cannot, if I see I don't have enough time to cover the material, then I will not do that anymore. Or maybe I can use this to teach the next thing at the same time. Okay? So keep this as a review of what we have done and what we want to design. I'll take a look and I'll post you what we're going to do, either having an extra online session to go through debugging and everything, or we're going to do it during the class. Okay? Questions?
One question.
Yes.
When you create the class, it does that thing with the pragma once. Does that always have to be?
No. Pragma once is essentially C++'s way to say, if not defined, send a call. So if you don't put these two, pragma once will do that for you. But that makes it backwards compatible.
Yeah.
If you are on a compiler that doesn't know what pragma is, this will still work. That's why I'm kind of obsessed with it, and the OCD type of it.
I leave it out. It's fine.
Yeah, you leave it out. This works everywhere. If not defined, works everywhere. But if you put them both, it doesn't hurt. Okay? Yeah, just puts it. Yeah. So that if not defined works everywhere. Yes, sir. You look like a question. Pardon me? Oh, okay. So as I mentioned, like, what is the problem?
It's saying logged into multiple locations, and I don't know what locations I'm logged into.
It's not accepting the location?
I already turned that off. I already logged out, and this is the only one I've now logged in, and it's not working.
Well, you're logging from multiple locations.
But I logged out already from my laptop.
So you have to. So you have to kill all the sessions. So. One of your login sessions is still open. Doesn't matter. Ask for an extension, I'll give it to you. Tell me that it was a multiple thingy, and I'll give extension to you. But remember, if you log in from two different locations, you can't submit. It has to be only one location open, because I face all these things. Some people over here, they friend log in, they do it from home. I don't want that to happen. Okay, so that's why only one login session. Okay, so this is done. Bar chart over here. And I'm going to do the bar chart CPP. So this is going to be ready for next one. So namespace Seneca. Save. I'm going to push everything. And as challenge, oh, I closed the meeting. Okay, anyways. So as a challenge, try to see if you can do it yourself. And also,